Dear viewers, you are my greatest inspiration. Your kind words of appreciation motivate me to keep making more videos. Welcome to my Moon Science video series. When you are hiking at the forest creek, don't get fooled by the nebulous moon gleaming on the bayou. She has her eerie dark side. Gary Allen said, 10 years ago, the moon was an inspiration to poets and an opportunity for lovers. 10 years from now, it will be just another airport. A blue moon is a rare occurrence that depends on the timings of full moons during the year. The concept of blue moon has been around for over 400 years as a part of Old Farmer's Almanac and traditional folklore. Originated back in 1883, then incorrectly formulated and accidentally misinterpreted in 1943 to 1946. The term to label the moon has now gone viral in the media and has since been associated with magical traditions. There have been many meanings of the expression over the centuries. As a starting point, what are the currently accepted definitions of blue moon? There are two commonly used definitions in the modern days: seasonal blue moon and calendrical blue moon. The second full moon to occur in a calendar month is the calendrical blue moon. The extra full moon that occurs within an astronomical season is the seasonal blue moon. When it comes to calendrical blue moon, we have to begin with the lunar cycle. When we talk about lunar cycle, what does that actually refer to? For a better and clearer perception, please watch my preceding video chapters on the fascinating facts of moon phases. Moon shifts 12 to 13 degrees eastward daily in the Earth's sky. In one of my preceding video chapters, I have elaborately explained why the moon rises later and sets later every day. The moon rises on an average 50 minutes later each day in Earth's sky. Why does it fall behind like that? Well, a simple answer would be as a result of the difference between Earth's rotation and Moon's revolution. As we know, the lunar cycle is roughly 29.5 days. That is to say, 29.5 day gap between consecutive full moons, while months usually have 30 or 31 days. It's obvious that each calendar month would ordinarily host one full moon at a time. However, if a full moon lands on the first day of any month, a second full moon can occasionally sneak in at the end of the month. So the bottom line is, for a monthly blue moon to take place, the preceding full moon must occur at the very beginning of the month. To be specific, longer months with 31 days, such as January, March, May, July, August, October, and December, have a much better chance of hosting a blue moon. On the other hand, here's why February never gets any blue moon. February month normally has 28 days, and 29 days in leap years, which come every fourth year. It's impossible to fit two full moons of the lunar cycle into a 28 to 29 days long month. Thus, February is never quite long enough to score two full moons. Sometimes February doesn't even have a full moon at all, which is known as a black moon. We will come to that later. As I stated earlier in this video, the calendar month and the lunar cycle don't match. Naturally, full moon in each consecutive month occurs a bit earlier than the previous month. Eventually, at some point, there's going to be enough space to fit an extra, right? Now, let's go over to the seasonal blue moon. Astronomical seasons are defined by the dates of solstices and equinoxes. 4 seasons, winter, spring, summer, fall, are standard divisions of the calendar year. Each season typically lasts 3 months, and can ordinarily accommodate 3 full moons. Every once in a while, a solar year happens to have 13 full moons instead of 12. Hence one of these seasons happens to have 4 full moons instead of 3. In such cases, the third full moon in the season is called a blue moon. Seasonal blue moon to be precise. Please note that the third one is the seasonal blue moon, but oddly enough, not the fourth. Earth's solar year refers to the time period equinox to equinox, and solstice to solstice, which is approximately 365 days. 12 complete lunar cycles, or lunar months so to speak, account for 354 days, whereas Earth's year, which is 365 days, is substantially longer. So 7 times out of every 19 years, there will be 13 full moons instead of 12. As I showed you earlier in this video, lunar cycle refers to one complete cycle of moon phases. Each calendar year contains roughly 11 extra days than that of the lunar year, which is 12 lunar cycles. The extra days accumulate. So every 2 to 3 years, 7 times in 19 years, there is an extra full moon in the year. It's needless to say, over the course of 33 years, there is going to be a lag of 1 full year between solar and lunar calendars. Seasonal blue moons take place slightly less frequently than monthly blue moons. Now that we have been through enough how and why, we will take a look at frequency of occurrences. Seven of these 76 seasons should house 4 full moons. Keeping in mind that the third of 4 full moons in the same season is the blue moon by definition. Blue moon appears once every 2 to 3 years. Seven times in 19 years, there are 13 full moons in a year. This gives 11 months with 1 full moon each, and 1 single fortunate month with 2. On average, a blue moon occurs once every 33 months, 41 times per century, or about 7 times every 19 years. An even rarer event is when 2 blue moons take place in the same calendar year, which happens about 4 times per century. Well, what is the significance of certain unfortunate February months that cannot even score a single full moon? Curious? Let me tell you now. Keep watching, please. A double blue moon most commonly occurs in January-March, but is also possible in January-April or January-May. This is a rather uncommon phenomenon. Two blue moons in the same year take place only once in 19 years. It takes place only about 3 to 5 times in a century. We already had double blue moon in 2018. It will come again 19 years later, in 2037. Well, a February month with no full moon at all. What does that lead to? Here comes the wow factor. It happens when both January and March have a blue moon each. Black moons occur as a direct consequence of double moon in January-March, when there is no full moon at all in the intervening February, which is called black moon. In the 21st century, there are only 4 February months without a full moon: 2018, 2037, 2067, and 2094. Blue moon came on the night of Halloween 2020. That night, the blue moon was near the red planet Mars. Blue moon on August 21st to 22nd, 2021, was near planets Jupiter and Saturn, by coincidence. A true harvest moon takes place on autumn equinox, like it did on September 20, 2021. The late summer blue moon in August, in Northern Hemisphere, is the forerunner of the upcoming autumn season. This blue moon can very well be called the harvest moon's cousin. How often phases of the moon recur? The metonic cycle is a 19-year cycle, in which the phases of the moon are repeated on the same days of the year. For instance, in 2017, the last quarter moon phase took place on September 13th. 19 years later in 2036, the last quarter moon is going to occur again, exactly on September 13th. For better perception, please watch my preceding video chapters and find out how rare solstice full moons are. Please note that definite moments of blue moon depend on geographical location and time zone. Hence the dates vary worldwide. Let's imagine the example of the same full moon occurring on December 1 in New York, while it's still November 30th in San Francisco. What does that imply? Obviously, the following full moon, that is to say, year's last full moon, that would arrive in the end of December, is going to be a blue moon in New York, but not on the West Coast. Earth is orbiting around the Sun, along with the orbiting Moon. However, Earth's solar year, which is roughly 365 days, do not match with lunar year, which is just about 354 days. As we can see, they are not synchronized. Since the phase period of the Moon is approximately 29.5 days, there is usually only one full moon per month, which means 12 full moons normally occurring in a year, or 12 months. Now, let's see. Is it really accurate? Precisely 12 full moons in a year? Not quite. .368 full moons from January to December? Is that so? That's not even an integer. Let's take a look. How many extra days are left after 12 full moons from January to December? That's why year's last full moon occurs approximately 11 days earlier every year. And this difference passes around the calendar. Please remember to like, subscribe, share,